Welcome to another edition of the Time with Hime podcast. Well, we're glad you could join us today. We have 6 of our student leaders, 2 from each high school. We're so excited about that. Hey, cool weather, 67 degrees outside, little rain, very exciting. The 100-degree days may be gone for a while. We all like them when they get here, but we're glad they're gone. So, one of my favorite things to do is to get students on the podcast, because I don't get to interact with you guys a lot. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit before we started recording. But last year, one of the things the students asked for was high school students to get in free to ball games, and we made that happen. And it's been kind of exciting, because what some people don't realize, they always think of football when they think of athletic events right off the bat, which there's usually a lot of people at those games. But the volleyball and softball and some of the other events, letting students in free, has really increased the crowd and the student body. So anyway, we're going to start with questions. You guys answer, and we want everybody to answer. You can go in any order you want. Just relax and let's go. So one of my favorite questions to ask you guys: if you were superintendent for a day, what would you do?
I think I would encourage concurrent enrollment.
Encourage concurrent enrollment?
I think for me, I'd allow my administration and staff be able to dress as they please so that they're comfortable, because y'all want us students to be comfortable to school, and they're there longer than us. So I feel that they should be able to come to school in their comfortable clothes as well.
Okay.
I think I would increase security around the schools, because I know at our school it's very easy to just enter the school whenever you like. So I think maybe being more secure within our high schools.
You know, one thing we've done is, since I've been here, if we put fences around every elementary, and we're actually, phase 2 is to do it around the high schools and the middle schools. So all of your high schools in the near future, you guys may be graduated before it happens, but we will have a fence around the middle school, high school complex in some way where there's only one way in and out of those buildings. So even when you park in the parking lot, you'll have to go through a gate where the outdoor officers can watch those gates. They'll have video cameras on them so they can see the cameras and know who comes in and out. But that is a good point. It's kind of a mix. How do you limit the access to and from the school, especially with concurrent and LRC and career tech students coming and going, with the safety measures of not letting too much in. And, you know, when you come in late, you really don't want to go around to the front door. So when you text one of your friends to come let you, none of y'all do that, I know, but other people do. Who else?
I think I would try to visit as many schools as possible, especially the elementary schools, and just meet with anyone you can.
You know, that's really difficult. I've really worked hard on that. It's kind of on my goal, and I've told my administrative assistant, she's got a spreadsheet, let me know. And I've made every school once and walked every foot of it, and about 2/3 of them twice. And that's just with me telling myself I got to go walk the schools. I got to go walk the schools, go say hi to teachers. So when you've got 27 different buildings to visit, but it is a good point, because that's one of the hardest things as being a superintendent, as we talked, is how do I get out and about? And again, I came from schools that were a little bit smaller, so it was a lot easier when I had 5 buildings or 2 buildings. You know, when you had 5, I could hit them all in one day. So it is difficult, but it's a good point. Is that everybody?
I'd say make lunches a little longer. I still see
You're right in the line with them. Want lower lunches. Now, one thing, and you're going to do it on this question that we were supposed to do, was you're going to introduce yourself and tell us what you do when you answer this question. So the second question I always like to ask is, if you could go back and tell your 6th grade self, or give your 6th grade self any advice, what would it be?
My name's Aubrey Reese. I'm the student body president at Lawton High School. I would definitely tell her to get more involved, because I didn't until I got into high school, and it's been extremely beneficial because you make a lot of connections, meet a lot of new people, helps you bring out your social skills. So definitely just get more involved early on.
My name's Jaden Herbert. I'm student body president at Eisenhower High School, and I agree with Aubrey. I wasn't involved really at all until my sophomore year of high school, actually. I didn't do much besides be on the dance team, but I would definitely tell my 6th grade self to be way more involved than I was.
I'm Garrett Herring. I go to MacArthur High School, and I play basketball. One thing I would tell my 6th grade self is to step out of your comfort zone, get to know people, get to know the teachers. It's like if you just stay inside your little circle, you're not going to get to know new things. Like I would never know about concurrent enrollment, and it sets you up so good for the future.
My name's Taylor Stewart. I am the senior class president at Lawton High, and I think I agree with stepping out of your comfort zone. I think I was really shy in 6th grade, but now that I'm more involved, I think it's really beneficial.
I'm Benjamin Bear. I'm the senior class vice president at Eisenhower. And I'd say just push yourself to be the best that you can be, because I felt like I always would just settle for less. And then as I got older, I kind of just tried to push for better and just be a better myself.
My name is Lexi Phillips, and I'm the student body president at MacArthur. And I think for me, like what I would tell my sixth grade self is not being afraid to like speak your mind and like being judged. So just always speaking your mind and not being afraid.
So one thing we didn't do that you guys can do is you didn't really tell us, you kind of told us your office you're here for, but what other extracurriculars you're in or future plans? Let's start back over here and let you start this time.
Future plans, I want to go to either OU or OBU and become a NICU nurse.
Oh, awesome. I like that.
I'd say for my future, I'd either go to Cameron or U, and I want to get into sports broadcasting. Like, I want to be an announcer on TV for, like, Sunday Night Football or something like
Oh,
that.
awesome. That was a good game last night if you were a Cowboys fan, huh?
I'm not a Cowboys fan, so not a good one.
I want to pursue dental school, so I think I want to go to OU and start from there.
I'm going to go to the University of Oklahoma, and I'm going to get a degree in business management.
I want to go to University of Central Oklahoma, and I want to be in the communications field and business.
Oh, awesome.
I'm not quite sure where I want to go yet, but I want to get into nursing.
Okay, good deal. Now, one other thing we like to talk about is, now you got to put your thoughts on here. Well, first of all, what are you looking forward to most this year? Let's start with you, Mr. Herring.
I would say the freshman buddies, like getting to go and like just tell them about like the things that high school offers for them. Like I knew when I was a freshman and they did that, like I always look up to seniors, and it's like they're coming and taking the time out of their day to tell me the best, like to set me up for high school. So like I really look forward to that. I like getting to know people. I think that's a good concept.
What I'm looking forward most is probably graduation, only because I'm excited to go to college and, start my career path.
It'll be fast. It's always fast. Can y'all believe it's already September 11th?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'd just say all the activities, like, throughout the year, there's just so much fun going on. Like, we have spirit assemblies and pep rallies, and it's just a lot of fun, so I'd say I look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to our annual hallway decorating. Like it correlates with our like spirit week, and each grade gets to pick what you want to decorate your hall, and that's always just like a good way to bring everyone together.
It's almost a lot more fun when you're a senior, too.
Yes, always.
I'm looking forward to our philanthropy week that we run at Eisenhower called Beak Week.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking forward to trying to get some more of those underclassmen involved, because I know whenever I was an upperclassman, there wasn't a lot of like bridge
Okay.
between the two of them, and I think it's really important.
Now, another one of these tough questions. Okay, so I one of my big things I talk about since I've been here is I want to create opportunities and do away with roadblocks. But I'm 59. So believe it or not, you think about today is September 11th. It's a big day, and we're talking about remembering it. Then I look at you guys, and none of y'all were even born. But it's still you guys have been taught about it, because we do remember that day, because it was a big day in our country. It was a big day around here because a lot of people were deployed because it started a conflict. But from my seat, if I'm trying to create you opportunities or destroy a roadblock, what opportunities do you wish you had, or you would like for me to create for your underclassmen you're trying to get? And what roadblocks do you see out there besides a longer lunch that that we could get rid of to make school more engaging for our students?
I think maybe adding more career paths for like our freshmen, maybe adding them like on a path for success, maybe.
Okay. That is one of our big deals. We hired a new assistant superintendent in ed service, Mr. Doug Brown. You'll get to meet him. Somebody said UCO. He is a UCO graduate himself, but he is one of his big things we want him to work hard on is workforce development, which is doing just what you said, more career paths. But that's a great one.
I think when you're an underclassman, being able to take more classes that interest you more. Because
Okay.
I feel like when you're in those younger grades, you have to get so many credits and you have to get certain things done and out of the way, and you can't really take classes that will benefit you and help you in your future until you're a senior or a junior.
So you see the fact that we've moved more high school classes into the middle school the last couple of years,
Yes.
where you can get more of those credits earlier, not because we want somebody to graduate early, but to give you more opportunities to be in a leadership class, but still have room for concurrent or other things. I like that. Got others that got to answer.
I think just more days, like for senior class, like just one day where we work on scholarships, like showing how to do certain things.
Okay.
Like just beneficial days to each class that will help them later.
And that is a tough one, because how do you balance
Yeah, like
finding time for scholarships for the 20% that's trying to worry about scholarships versus those, and that's been a struggle. You know, I tell everybody, I was telling you guys earlier, I've been at all different sizes of high schools. That was a problem when I was a little bitty high school and a middle size, and now a huge with 3 high schools. But that's always been a problem. But it is something we need to make simpler, because sometimes it's a one-shot deal for you guys, and sometimes we forget that you're still teenagers. You know, you're still learning the meet deadlines and some of those things. Who hasn't answered this question?
I think being able to bridge over with the tech center more, because I know a lot of people are not on that college career path, and sometimes it gets really hard trying to, like she said, balance the classes and being able to go to the tech school, because there's so many opportunities over there that you can't find with concurrent. Like,
So-
you can go to the tech school and go straight into a career after high
So
school.
just off the record, were you paid to?
No.
Did you get a kickback for? No, I love your grandpa. He's a great guy. Somebody else.
I think the promotion that we've done, like within our school, like our social media accounts, like Instagram, Facebook, we're promoting things, like, and I think it's like a really big deal. Like I just know, like, putting homecoming out there, like, we're already talking about it at MAC, and like making signs, like, and people are already, like, it just gets the mood for it already, and people are just really looking forward to
You know,
it.
district-wide, I have a saying that it's something you guys can learn for the rest of your life and know whatever you do. If you don't tell your story, somebody else will. And that is so true now in your lifetime, different than mine. When I was your age, we didn't have cameras on phones. You know, there's a lot of things that didn't get videoed or pictures taken of me that I'm glad didn't, that you guys got to live through, that's a, you know, a record for a lifetime. And so it's even more important as you move on in life, you learn to tell your story, because you need to be the one that puts it out there and make sure you're defining who you are and not letting other people define who you are. But that's a great one. Now, did everybody answer that?
Oh, no, I had one thing to add. So she said, like, applying for scholarships, but even just, like, applying for college or a job or, like, to the tech center, like, making sure someone knows where they're going after high school for that next step in life.
You know, you guys helped me with this, but this is a deal that, and I used to have this long whole page graph I had with it, and I'd listened to a guy speak this summer, and he called it the 3 E's. When you graduate, talk to your friends about this, and even the younger people, but when you graduate, you should either be enrolled in college, enlisted in the Army, or employed. And enrolled doesn't have to actually be college, because it could also be the career tech. So you need to be enrolled, enlisted, or employed. Because if you're not one of those 3, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to catch up, and so I like that one. Now, here's what's great. You all talked about things you want to do. What about roadblocks? Any roadblocks you see just to be successful? You see that we could just move out of the way, and kind of like last year when I met with this group, and they said, you know, they wanted the free admission. What do you guys have?
I think one of the big ones that, I mean, she's touched base on, especially as a senior in high school, it's so hard to understand, like, what's the best college for you? Where's the best fit for you? And I feel like if we have more clarity on that, because our counselors help us a lot, but we have, like 250 seniors in every graduating class
Yes.
across the district, and there's just not a lot of clarity and guidance to where the best fit would be for you.
And that's kind of where the workforce development comes in. We need to start in the 6th grade. That's where ICAP comes in, when we start looking at that. You guys are just kind of at the end of that. But it does make me feel good that some of the things we're trying to start with our younger students are things you guys are wishing you would have got
Yes.
started when you guys were younger.
Yeah, I definitely wish that everything that y'all are putting into our younger kids, I wish that we had that, because I think that would have been benefited everyone, like just starting at a young age, like knowing, like, this is my plan and this is what I can do.
But we also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
We also need to make sure that as you see more of those things that maybe we're not doing, you let us know as you at your age, because that could be a huge asset to us. You know, I talk to our leadership team all about finding things we're not offering. You know, my ultimate goal is you get every opportunity any student in the United States of America has, whether it's career tech, concurrent enrollment, some kind of workforce program, the opportunity to take more music classes, or whatever you choose, you have those opportunities. Anybody else?
I know we've had like a career guide sometimes, and one thing I wish like we did more of is like go on campus tours to like colleges, so then kids could kind of see like, do I like this place? Do I really want to go here, spend money to go to this college? Do I not like this place? And it also could give them the mind like, do I even want to go to college? Do I just want to go get a job or enlist in the military?
Or career tech.
Right.
Because, there are a lot of, I always tell everybody, I have a brother that's a welder. He makes really good money. He's a year older than my other brother, works in education since as I do, but one of them is, and he left and he learned how to weld at the career tech. And then when he graduated from high school, he went and started working as a welder, and he does really well. So, plumbers, construction people, some of those guys do really well.
And another thing, like they said, about having like a day where people kind of guide you, applying to college is a lot harder than I thought it would be. You go through a lot of things. It's kind of complicated. And a lot of people, like I would have never guessed that. I would have never thought that that's how it would have been. So just having, because a lot of people might not have people to help them through that. I mean, we have counselors and stuff, but it would be nice if like we could have a day like that.
Yeah, and that's where we hope on the applying to college and getting those first legs on how college is different than high school, especially our students whose parents or grandparents didn't go to college, that we get them in some concurrent in classes so they get some of it. But still different concurrent than applying to OU or UCO or OSU, whatever that school is up there. That's Dr. James. He'll be on that. Anybody got anything else they want to add before we close? You guys have been great. Not near as difficult as you thought, huh?
No.
Anything you want to add? Word of advice for your classmates or?
To any freshmen that have questions, ask them. Don't wait, because time flies, and before you figure out the answer, it's too late sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of what you guys have said about enrolling in college. You think, oh, it's still September
Right.
11th. I got time.
Right.
It's gonna be Christmas before. The fastest year of your life may be your senior year. I'm just telling you, it goes so fast. Anyone else? Well, guys, you guys have been great, and I appreciate you coming on. And again, just a reminder, this is 9/11. Take time and give thanks to all the people involved in that are affected, and a big shout out to all of our fire departments, our police departments, especially our military, for all they do to keep us safe as we remember the tragic events of I guess it was 22 years ago. So until next time, thank you for joining us with the Time at Hime, and thank you guys for joining us.